Hello, this is Bill Marler, the Craigslist expert. I'm actually going to do a very casual, over-the-shoulder training that I am going to show you how I utilize the software. And when I say casual, it's not scripted. I'm going to go through it, and as things come up and things that I think of, I'm going to explain the differences, meaning anyone can go and utilize different softwares and whatnot and post a lot of ads, but they also will have a lot of problems. So I'm going to show basically how one can post a lot of ads for any service, any business. I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to show you how I post, which it may be a little slower, but my ads stick compared to posting 10, 20 ads with a push of a button, and then all of a sudden when they take one ad down, they take all your ads down. So I'm going to show you a way where not only are we successful with my postings, but how I'm able to, when there is a problem, and what I mean is a problem, Craigslist uses robots, they have human beings also, that scout around and scan the ads, and for any reason, there's all kinds of reasons they will pull your ad, and you waste your time, and it doesn't sound like a big pain, but when you're doing a lot of Craigslist ads, it gets frustrating. So I'm going to show you how I do it exactly, and then I'm going to show you how to mass post, and then I'm going to show you how I post. How you decide is up to you. For this training, I have an account already. You're going to get access to I call it the $1 million software, because the infrastructure behind it, it's got to be worth millions, what it's able to do for us. There's not going to be any cost to you to use it. I just ask a couple things, and that is, they do not put up with negativity when you send a support ticket in and things of that nature. So you need to be grateful that you're able to use it, number one, at no cost, meaning to actually get the software. Of course, we have costs to post, and we'll go over that, okay? So, but what I'm saying is, when you start posting ads, remember, this is business, and sometimes, most of the time, things work the right way, but sometimes we get jammed up, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use my existing account, because I got to show you how to open an account. So I'm going to go to the software, and we're going to start there. So we're going to take it nice and slow, nice and casual, and make this very understandable for newbies or veterans, okay? All right, let's move it along. So basically, you're going to go to the registration page, which you're going to have either on this training live, or it may be in a link, it may be in my new and improved, updated Craigslist expert training product, okay? So you go to the software page, choose a username and an email address. Choose a password. Obviously, put it in again. You can use your name or use whatever you want. So just put all this stuff in here. Fill out all the fields. Don't worry about a coupon or an agent. And then now here's all the categories, okay? Oh, they cleaned them up. Nice. Okay. Okay. So the categories, because as I said, Craigslist can be very fickle and they can almost be annoying. Okay. So out of all the categories that we're able to post in, they used to have them all listed, and then we would find out by experimenting, which I was going to do. So here's the good news. They have all the categories that we're able to do. Then you come down here, and we're only going to do this once, meaning once you're in the back office, we will not be doing it this way. But just to show you how to post, I got to act as if this is my first time being in. So I'm going to show you how we post an ad, but then later on I'm going to show you how to create a campaign, post an ad from within the inside the back office. I mean, really, I should just register and then log in and go that route, but I really want to make it newbie friendly, and this is what you're going to see. So I'm going to take it slow and not rush it and go through the pain of acting as if I'm brand new, because I already have an account. So I'm doing a new account right now, which is different from logging in. Okay. Now you see all these different, different categories. Keep in mind, all because they're here, you will see, I'm going to show you ones that I use that I know works, and then I'm going to show you there's certain categories that don't work. So it is trial and error, so do not get frustrated. But I'm going to show you my go-to, and my go-to, I'll tell you right now, my go-to is in services, and it's small business ads. And then you hit submit. So then you have to confirm your email. So go, if you're following along, go to your email. I'm going to do that real quick. And I just clicked, please, please confirm. And I just clicked to confirm my email. I'm going to click here. And I'm in the account. And then when you get in the back office, you're ready to rock and roll. Okay? So here's the prices to use the software. So anything mostly you do on Craigslist itself, they're going to charge you $5. That's the Craigslist. The software here that we're using, okay, services are $4, jobs are $6, for sale are $3, and gigs are $4. Okay. I'm going to bounce around. For this demo, the first one, I'm going to do one that I do all the time in services, and we're going to follow along. So the first thing we're going to need to do is, how are we going to fund our account? Okay. So I'm not going to fund this one too much because I already have an account, actually with a balance. So with that said, I'm creating another account, which we're not supposed to do, but for demo purposes, I would like to show you this. So very, very important. You can use multiple credit cards, okay? But here's the most important thing to do what I'm going to teach you, okay? If you don't have a Capital One card, okay, you should get a Capital One. You can go to Capital One. And the reason is because you can use something with Capital One. They have a wallet that's called Eno, E-N-O, okay? And I'm going to show it to you as we go. But basically, it's virtual credit cards. So you have a real credit card, but a virtual credit card, you can put anyone's name, anyone's address. So therefore, you're not getting stuck with, your name posting a million ads, because you'll be flagged. Okay, that's the whole idea on not getting flagged. Okay, so we have to add funds to cover this. Okay, there's two different charges, so you got to add it. You can use the same credit card, but if you do the virtual one that I'm saying, then you can't. Okay, you have to use two. Okay, so you can use a virtual card to cover this, and then you can use a virtual card to cover the Craigslist ads, which you'll see me do, which is very, very important because, and I'll get to that point, but let's just go through it, and you follow along and you'll get it, okay? Some of this stuff may not seem like sense right now, but you will get it as we follow along, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add funds to cover these, okay? I'm going to go like this. And you can see that my Capital One virtual card is opening right up to do what I didn't plan on that happening right now, but you can see everything I'm saying here is accurate because you see I have 49 virtual cards linked to verified credit cards. You can see, okay? So that's that part, okay? So anyway, so this is to fund the account. It's two different forms, okay? This is to fund the account. Okay, so this is not to pay. This is not to pay for Craigslist. Okay, this is to pay for the service fees. Okay, so I'm going to put. So I want to show you right here how this works. Okay, so all I got to do now, mind you, there are other companies. There are other companies that have virtual cards. So if you have a company that you have a virtual cards with, use those virtual cards. But this is how I do it. If you use your same credit card all the time with your same name and not a virtual, you are not going to have the success that is our goal. It's just not going to work. Email's not even waste your time, okay? Because they're going to see that you posted tons of ads and with one credit card, and they're going to flag you, okay? So here we go. Get new card, get virtual card. It already pops it in for me. I can use any name. So, and by the way, when you use these virtual cards, you can only use them for one source. So I can't use this card for Craigslist. This card is just going to be for the software fees, okay? So you see, I can put anything here. So I'm going to put cap. I'm going to put the last four digits, 3897, and I'm going to put service fees. That's it. In here, you put anything, okay? Remember, I'm teaching you how to do this correctly, so follow along. We're not doing any funny business. This is the post on Craigslist, okay? The virtual card, we can put any name in, okay? So you can just put anything here. Just put Mark Jones. Okay, as I said, let me just confirm. This is for service fees. This is not for Craigslist fees. It's for the software posting fees that we went over briefly in the beginning. So you don't need any of these checked off, okay? None of these checked off, okay? We do not want these checked off because all this stuff you're going to start understanding as you start posting over the days and weeks and months, and then you'll become, you know, a superstar. But so just follow along. If you don't understand, just still follow what I'm doing here, okay? This is just for the service fees because you do not want to use your software fees card also on Craigslist, okay? So go here, add it successfully, okay? So now I'm going to go to dashboard. I'm going to hit add funds. This is not adding funds for Craigslist. This is adding funds, the service fees. Put my security code in there. And for argument's sake, I'm only going to do in this new account, because my other account's funded, I'll do $20. Payment is successful. So now my service fees for these, okay, that is not, the one we just set up is not for Craigslist. The other thing, keep in mind, okay, on the credit card we just put in, I put a virtual card in. That one does not have to, the one that's for the service fees right here, all these fees, that doesn't have to be changed. And it does not have to be a virtual card. It's just the way I do it, okay? That does not ever have to be changed. You could use one credit card there, okay? The strategy is, you'll see once we get to the Craigslist side, that's the one that needs to be changed, because if they see the same person, you know, you're going to have trouble, okay? And all this is going to make so much sense if I was way ahead of this. You know, this is just doing the setup. You needed to see it, okay? I know it's remedial, but it just needed to be seen, okay? I hope I'm not moving too slow. You know, it's got to be done. All right. I would like to fly through this. I could do this with my eyes closed, okay? But you know, we have to go slow for everyone to understand. And you can rewatch it over and over in the video, okay? All righty. So now we're going to add another credit card for the Craigslist, okay? Strictly for the fees. Now this is the most important part, okay? I'm going to explain it now. Let me just go. You can put a virtual or a regular credit card in, and you could say, you know what? I'm going to post 10 ads with that one credit card, okay? If the money was right, if all this money was right here, if there was enough for 10 ads, 4 times 10 would be 40 bucks. If there's 40 bucks here, you could do 10 ads, okay? And that's how everyone comes into this software. I watch it all the time. I've talked with people. I have colleagues that use the software. I've done it before. And here's what happens. This is the reality, okay? Your 10 ads, most of the time, will go up. Sometimes they won't, okay? The money comes back if they don't go up, so don't worry about that. Not the Craigslist side, but this side, okay? This side right here comes back. But here's what happens. You get spotted, you get flagged, whatever the case is. You spent all this time putting the 10 ads up, putting the 20 ads up, whatever it is, and they take them all down, okay? And then you just got to start over. So I'm not even going to jump into that. I'm just telling you that's what happens when you bulk post, okay? So what are we doing here? Are we hand posting? No, we are not hand posting. We're doing one better. We're doing one in between. We're not bulk posting, but we're posting in a way where we can do multiple ads without getting accused and flagged for bulk posting, because you're going to see that when we post ads for Craigslist, this money doesn't matter. That could be one card. The money that Craigslist is going to charge us, we're only going to do one ad at a time. And every time I post a new ad, I add another virtual card. I delete the existing one and I add another one. And that is the method to my madness. That is it right there. And if you take your time, you know, you do 5 ads a day, or maybe you want to spend a day, but if you do it, and we're going to go over the ads in a second, but if you do it with different ads, meaning the ads don't match, meaning you take your time and you write different ads, different titles, different bodies, even different images, you know, if you really do this the right way, and I take some shortcuts too, but if you really do it the right way, when they flag you because they don't like your ad or for whatever reason, and we'll save that for another day, whatever reason they don't like the ad, when they take that ad down, most of the time they don't catch the other ones. So therefore your work, all that effort that you put in wasn't in vain. And again, that's the method to the madness. Okay, so now we're going to add another credit card, and this one is the one we just added. We could leave that there forever. As long as there's available money on it, you can leave it there forever, because the software company doesn't care. You know, they don't care, you know, that you're using the same card over and over. That's fine. It's the Craigslist one. They don't want us bulk posting. Okay, so now we're going to go to We're going to go to here, and we're going to hit credit cards, and we're going to we're going to add a credit card. So the last card was just for the software, okay? That's all it was for. This one is for Craigslist. If you remember, I unchecked all these, okay? This one, we're going to leave. I don't do auto billing. I don't do call track. I don't listen. We do the KISS therapy. The KISS strategy. You know, keep it simple, silly. You follow? That's the strategy. There's tons of things you can do with this software, but I can tell you I've been using it for a long time. And the more you try to do, and the fancy you try to do, and the more bulk you try to do, you're going to get jammed up. If I get jammed up, you're going to get jammed up. So why not? Let me give you some stuff that you don't know about Craigslist lately, because it's changed over the years, okay? So here's number one. Number one, because we're paying for ads, there's less turnover. So for instance, you can go to any subject. You can go to small business ads right now on Craigslist, and you'll see that there's ads on the first page still showing from even 20 days ago. So you don't have to worry about getting drowned out, okay? We used to get drowned out because the cheapskates don't want to pay, okay? So that's number one. We used to be able to do it free back in the day. So when you don't have to worry about constantly posting. So for instance, if you're posting a few ads a day and you're going to different cities, do you realize that your ad is literally going to be on Craigslist for 30 days? And most of the time on the first page when people are searching. So you don't have to do a whole bunch of ads in the same city every day or every other day. Once you post in one of the cities, it's not going to get drowned out. So then you worry about the next city. So this does work the right way, and you'll get enough ads. I'd rather say less is best. This is better than hand posting because you'll never be able to hand post the amount of ads I can do doing it this way. But if you bulk post, you're going to get jammed up, and you're going to have tons of deletions, and you're going to get frustrated. Okay, so this is the middle ground. This is how I do. We're going to get another virtual card. Get virtual card. Get virtual card. It popped it in. This is for Craigslist. I'm just going to put Craigslist card. And remember, I'm only using this one time. And you may say, oh, that's a pain, but Craigslist works, and this is worth it doing it this way. Okay. So we can put anything, anything in here, Mike, oops, sorry. William Smith. Okay, we just keep this one marked, okay. Put 24, name, street. Okay, when you do these, okay, you guys, no one's done them a lot, okay? Don't use the same addresses over and over. Just make a new address up. And you don't even got to look. It doesn't matter. It's a virtual card, like I said. Everything gets approved, okay? It gets approved. You don't got to worry about that, okay? So you can put anything. I mean, I usually do New Jersey. I usually do the same town I always do. Got to put the contact name in here. So I just put the first name. You can put any phone number in here. Okay. And I think we're good. Craigslist card. And we're going to go like this. And that's that. Okay. So now we have our Craigslist card. Okay. And we have our service fee card. The service fee card can be a debit card. It could be a real credit card in your name. It doesn't have to be camouflaged. Okay. It can stay there all the time. This card, you can keep it there and you can do multiple posts if you want to go that route, but you will get jammed up. Okay. So the reason why I'm telling you that is that this card right here, when you see me write a campaign, I'll use some campaigns and some of the same ads, but the more ads you have different, the better it is. Okay. So For instance, with this card, this card's a throwaway card. The way I do it is, I'm going to do one ad. So I want to put it in perspective again because I want you to understand how important it is. One ad, they're going to add up. If you sat here, you say, you know what, I'm working on Craigslist. I'm going to work for the next 2 hours, okay? You could put a dozen ads up just doing throwaways each time, okay? You could do it. So now all of a sudden you have 12 ads up in different cities, okay? Different ads in 12 different cities. Those 12 cities, those ads are going to show up on the first page in those cities for almost like 30 days. Most of the time, the whole 30 days. So, and then all of a sudden, when they do a cleanup and the robots come out and the flaggers come out, when everyone else that posted, 20 ads in one, with one credit card, they posted 40 ads in one day. And you can do that. But when they do this the cleanup, they're gone. They're completely gone. You don't get your money back from Craigslist. We used to. You do get your service money back. If you let them know. If an ad doesn't post because it's on hold, it's another thing. Like the software doesn't go through. The company's really good. They know that the ad didn't post, and the money goes back into the pot. It goes back right here. It will come back here. But the Craigslist ads, the $5, that will not come back. Okay. Hey, it's advertising. It's an investment. It doesn't always go perfect. Okay. So now we're going to create a campaign. Here we go. So we're going to click campaign. Oh, calendar. So now we're going to click campaigns. We're going to hit add campaign, and we're going to do. Now this is just the campaign. So this is something that you're going to be able to. The title's going to have to be something that you remember. This is not the title for the ad. Okay, this is the campaign title. So I'm just going to do savings highway global. I'm going to do power of 4. Power of 4. Okay, very important here. Okay, so all these things, right? They got to be experimented with. Okay, so I'm going to do an update on this. Okay, but I know what works and what doesn't. Like for instance, I always do services offered, but I know financial services, the software is not working right now. So I always go to small business ads. This is where I go. And I'm going to test, I just do small business ads. I keep it simple, like I said. But I'm going to test the jobs and some other sections. But for right now, for this training purpose, let's just all concentrate in the small business ads, okay? So now this is done. Alrighty. So I'll go into global report. I don't do any global forwarding, okay? Remember, I keep it simple. The KISS theory, okay? You want to get all into this? I do the spaghetti theory. I throw it on the wall. Keep it simple. Whatever sticks, sticks. Okay? I don't do any global budgets. I do a reply, and I'll go into reply a little later. Okay? So now we're going to go here. Okay? And we're going to create an ad. Okay? Going to go right here. Okay? I don't go in too crazy with the title search because you got to be careful. Less is best again, okay? Sometimes we put words that are banned words. Believe it or not, Craigslist has banned words. You could put certain words in. They don't like a lot of hype, so I keep it simple. So I usually just put business. That's really what I put. You can see right here, business. It's already in there, okay? The cities, it doesn't matter because you're going to change it when you post the ad. So just click the top one. There we go. And now we're going to write it. Now we're going to write an ad. Okay. Okay, so this is where you write your ad. Um, Again, it's an experiment, but less is best. Again, you're trying to be incognito. We have a gentleman on our team who put an ad similar up to this, showed me the other day, so I put something up similar um, that went up. You can hyperlink it, but some categories won't. It will just come through regular, so I don't even bother. I just put the link in like this, exactly like this, and you can put you should have a domain name pointing either at the SHG funnel or the power of four. You can split test it and rotate them back and forth, but you should definitely have a domain name. You shouldn't have a long link. Okay, that looks silly and it's just not the way to do it. Okay, then you do Craigslist mail relay, um, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. We're just making the ad right now. Now, mind you, when you create these ads, you can, this can stay in here forever as your library. So when you make your ads, and your campaigns, you really should create a unique ad. Like, listen, do I always do it that way? No. Do I use similar ads, the same ad sometimes? Absolutely. But we're talking about training to be bulletproof. If you really take your time and you set this up right, and you have every ad's different from every virtual card, which we're going to go into again, um, you're just setting yourself up for more success than people that are getting their ads you know removed all the time. That's all this is about. Okay, then you can put images here. I'm going to grab an image. I'm going to upload something. So I just uploaded the Power of 4 image, but you can upload anything, and then what you can do is here you can shuffle. And if you shuffle them, you have more than one. I always just put it one. You don't want a bunch of images on one ad. That's ridiculous. But what you can do is you can have it so every time you post an ad, it does a different image. But if you follow what I'm saying, again, that's if you're bulk posting. But I just told you I don't suggest bulk posting. I like doing it one at a time with a different virtual card. I know I keep on saying it over and over and over, but if you've seen the frustration that I've gone through in the years where you go out and you've got 40 ads up and then all of a sudden you go check and all your ads are removed, it's very frustrating. Like I have ads right now, I have ads up right now that, true story, okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. I posted ads on I think January 25th, and their ads are still up. Then the 26th, the next day, and I did it the way I'm teaching you guys to do it. And then the next day, I I cheated. I did what I told you not to do, and I posted 10 ads, and my ads went up. And next thing you know, they were held. Once you get a held sign, they're never going to go up. So that means that the robot got triggered, and they got held for review. A human being reviewed it, and they removed every one of my ads. But my ads from the 25th are still up, and it's the same amount of ads, but I just did them one at a time. So there's the proof. The proof is in the pudding. All right? Okay, so let me go through here. We don't fill any of this out. You don't do any of this. You don't got to do licensed or unlicensed. Okay. Um, Again, this ad's going to be for small business ads. Um, for this training, that's what I'm going to do for this. I'll do some future ones in some of the other categories. Just want to test them out myself, that kind of thing. And again, this is an experiment. Sometimes the ads do not post, but this is the way I do it, and this is the way that I have ads go up and stay up. Okay, so we're gonna go right here. We got that, and we're gonna save. Successfully created. Okay, now we're gonna go into. We're gonna do global reply, all I do is say and this is all I put. Thank you for your interest. For more details, please go to, and then one of my domain names, okay? Save. So it's activated, okay? So you see right here, this campaign. So if someone emails me on the reply button, we will, they'll get an automatic email right back at them, okay? Tell them to go to the website, okay? You can put your number in. You're allowed to. Maybe maybe you're using TextBot, or another text, there's tons of robot, chat bots and stuff. That's up to you. But this is how I do it. Okay, I try to keep it simple again. KISS. But that's that. And now we're going to post. Okay, so the campaigns, the funding's done, the ad's done, the campaign, all that good stuff. Okay, so here's how you post an ad. Okay, all you do is go to calendar, go right here. I post immediately. Now, in my other account, my real account, I have like probably 200 campaigns that I've done. Okay, so I go here. Sorry about that. And then I go to the cities. Okay, now, very, very important. Okay, I just got done telling you like a million times that I post one at a time. Okay, and that's the way I'm suggesting. But for argument's sake, most people, just telling you, they'll go like this, they'll go like this, they'll do 10 in a clip. Some people will do more, do this, this, this. Well, they won't do that. Okay, and they get charged for each one. And like I said, when they get caught, not caught, when the robot catches them or they get held, instead of just taking one ad down, they all come down because they go back to the credit card that's attached to the Craigslist account. And that's how they get you. So instead of doing that, we're gonna clear this out. Give me 1 second. We're gonna clear this out, okay? And we're gonna pick one city. I'll pick Miami, okay? And I'm gonna go like this. Processing. Now, before I show you the next thing that's gonna happen, I wanna explain a couple things, okay? This takes sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes an hour, okay? So let's just say that the ad goes up and everything's fine, okay? And now you want to post another ad, okay? I'm going to jump. We're going to come back to this. Remember where we were. We're going to come back to the calendar, but I want to, instead of waiting here, I want you to see what you would do next, okay? So this is what you would do. You say, I want to do another ad, okay? First off, you would write another campaign or do the same campaign and just write another ad. I like to do separate campaigns and just write one ad for each one. So if you're going to do it the right way, I'm sure no one's going to start out crazy, and I'm not going to do like probably more than 10 ads a day, right? So do 10 campaigns with 10 different advertisements, completely different titles. If everything could be different, that's great. But the bottom line is the title, and in the body, the first sentence and the last sentence should always be different. Okay, that will help you when you're posting like this. So that's how you would do another ad, okay? But when you're going here, okay, going here, you see, it already took my $4 out. Remember, this was 20? So the software took my $4 already out. That's out. If it doesn't post, they'll give me my $4 back, okay? Now, you say, okay, I got 16 bucks. Let's do another ad. No, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do it right in front of you. I can't do it right now because they still got to charge me. I'll show you in a minute. But you see right here, I would delete the Craigslist card and then I'd add another one. This can stay the same. And then I'd repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And all of a sudden I have 10 ads up for the day, which will get me a lot of leads, right? And then all of a sudden they see, some jerk or the robot or whoever sees something they don't like, and then they delete it. They're going to go delete that ad. They're not like fortune tellers. They don't know who's posting what when you're doing it this way. If you post the other way, the lazy way, where everyone's just bulk posting, you're going to waste a lot of money, okay? And they're not going to stick. So all of a sudden, if you got 10 different ads up with 10 different virtual credit cards and they get you on one, they can't get you on all of them. So you're winning the battle. And let me tell you something, and I'm going on and on here, this is a battle. There are some days I talk to my colleagues on the phone and we get so frustrated because Craigslist, every single week and month they're changing the game. But the software company and also us that study this stuff, we just, we dust off and we do it again. But out of everyone I know that does the software, I'm probably call it whatever you want, one of the few that does the virtual that I'm teaching you guys right now to do it each one. I'd rather have 5 ads that stick than have 50 that all come down in an hour. That's the method to my madness, okay? Because when they stick, okay? They stay for 30 days, okay? And I'm going to teach you another trick when you check your ads. I'm going to show you that in a minute. So I want to pretend we're going to go back to calendar. This is where we were, right? So this is what you would do to check your ads, okay, to see if they post. And by the way, this is a gamble. I hope it posts. So we go to quench, okay? And you see here it says now posting, okay? And we got to wait a little bit. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to share with you guys. Now I could go write another ad. I'm not going to make this video much longer. You get it now. So what you would do is, not now, but after this ad completely posts, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it posts, you would go back, remember this move, you would go back to payments, credit cards, okay? We go to credit cards. You can leave the service fees up. You can leave that up. That doesn't have to change. They don't care. The Craigslist card, if you're going to do it my way, after the ad goes live, you would delete this, and then you would add another one, and you would do another virtual card, and then you go post a different ad, not matching the other one at least, and I would do another card, and I'd put it in here. I do the same exact thing you just saw in a different city, and then I would do it again, and I would delete this card, and I'd put another one. That's as clear as I can explain it. We're going to go back to quench. And here it is. You ready? Let's see. It's live. So I right click it and I go private. I don't want my IP to keep on checking, my cookies and all that good stuff. I don't want to keep on checking my ad from the same information. So I go private. There it is. We're up, baby. We are up. We are in business. So there we are. Now, in a few minutes, it will go in the category. Like right now, it's live, but it's not showing right here yet. It takes a little bit. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes. I'm going to edit, these minutes out so you won't see it. So let me pause it and I'll wait and we'll go from there. I'm still waiting. I just put it right back on. I wanted to tell you guys also that, you don't have to do this. You can post during the day. You can post at night. You can post anytime. But if you're really trying to be a maniac, You got to remember, it is frustrating when it doesn't work. That's why I'm just telling you all this stuff. And I break my own rules. You know, I get impatient and I do things and then I pay the price. But the best time to post is really like at midnight. Um, you know, you could post all the other times. We're posting right now. This one looks like it's going to go live. But midnight, for whatever reason, it's just that the spotters are, I don't know, I guess they're off. Sometimes I go earlier and I get that hold. But like I said, when I had that hold on the 26th of January, you know, full disclosure, I broke my own rules and I posted 10 ads because I was in a hurry and I was heading out. And I said, the hell with it, I don't care. If, you know, that's the other thing, you know, once in a while you say you don't care because, you know, it's part of business. It doesn't work, doesn't work. I got the plan, okay? I got the foolproof plan that you guys just learned, okay? Hand posting one at a time with the software is gold. It's gold, okay? Period. It's not always going to be perfect, but it's going to be way better than getting wiped out. So you can't hand post with a regular account because, you know, they'll block you after you start doing more than an ad a day. So that's number one. You'll lose your account. You can't bulk post, even though the people that own the software and everything and the people that are behind everything, they always tell you, oh yeah, oh you can. And I'm a guinea pig, okay? You cannot. It does not work. Um, you'll get frustrated, okay? Does it work sometimes? Absolutely. But you will get frustrated, okay? Now, the way I just taught you, you're doing a little bit a mix of both. You're hand posting and using the software, but you're doing it one at a time with a different credit card that's attached to Craigslist each time. That's it. Let's see if this is up. Not yet. I'm going to pause this. I'll come back and I'll wrap this up. Okay, I just checked and it is live. And here we are, right up top. Boom. Yee-hoo, baby. That's how you do it. Now listen, I know this video was a little long for one lousy ad, but we had to do we had to do it slow, you know, to show you guys. I mean, this is exactly how it's done, and you'll get fast. I mean, you can hand post with the software 10 ads, you know, in less than 30 minutes. And, you know, depending on your budget, I mean, how many would you really do in a day? You follow? So I hope this helped. This is going to be part of my new training package. I'm actually updating my old package. This inspired me to do it. And there's also there's a consultation one where basically for a year, you know, hands-on if I need to jump in and help someone that wants to go to, you know, different levels. But more about that another time. As far as the training, I hope you enjoyed it. Um, you know, this is a Savings Highway Global team training, and like I said, I've charged money for these before, and the only thing I ask is that, you know what, be committed, work your business, and, you know, go out and knock it out of the park. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and I hope I hope everyone starts posting on Craigslist. But when that happens, like I said, don't, you know, it's a business. There will be good days and bad days. Okay, obviously you just saw me do a whole new account with complete success. They don't know who's behind the computer, and I had nothing but success because the ad is live. Now, if I would have did 9 more of them on that same credit card, I know I keep on pounding on that, but if I would have did it, there's a good chance I'd have a problem, and we'd go to bed angry. So, does everyone agree? But you know, you can post it in the comments. Doesn't it make sense? Less is best. Doing it the slower way will have more success and better outcomes than trying to be a hog and do it the way that I'm telling you I've gotten jammed up myself. Okay, full disclosure. Thanks, and I appreciate everyone. Take care.